Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take a minute to reflect on an amazing event I got to go to yesterday here in the Netherlands. I got to see one of my all-time favorite heroes speak, Dr. Vandana Shiva, who is an Indian activist who has been working in food justice for more than 40 years. She stands up for the rights of small farmers and the cause for seed sovereignty in the world. She's had an amazing influence on reducing corporate power and the presence of GMOs in India, in Africa, in Latin America. She's also worked with farmers in North America. She's a representative in the UN for biosafety. She's written more than 20 books. Honestly, the woman is a hero, and you should check her out if you've never heard of her. I heard of her for the first time during my undergrad studies in a class about environmental movements in the Global South, and her perspective just really completely changed my view of what progress and development means, and it really shocked me out of my Western indoctrination of what progress means. So I'm incredibly grateful for her. She inspired me to start studying food justice, and I got my master's degree in food studies, which is the study of sustainable food systems. I've worked with many farmers. I've been a farmer myself, and I think it's incredibly important that we work towards the goals that Dr. Shiva is working towards, which is challenging corporate control of our food system and especially our seeds. So she does a lot of work against GMOs, even though she herself is not against the idea of GMOs, but the current iteration of it claims to solve problems that it doesn't actually solve, and it mostly just compromises the ability of farmers to have control over their own land and what they produce, and especially their ability to save seeds. So the biggest message that I got from her yesterday is about democracy and the reminder that governments exist to serve the people, and as well as government institutions like the United Nations. But the last 30 years especially, we've seen a massive corporate takeover in our governmental institutions. Our politicians are bought by these corporations, and they are influenced by lobbying, and they are told lies by these profit-driven entities, and they continue to parrot those lies to the people. So unfortunately, we just don't get real information, real scientifically backed research. So she reminds us that we need to come together and stand up for our own control over our food systems. We need to stand up with the small farmer, and we need to take these democratic institutions back so that they serve the people and not corporations. At this point, even the United Nations, which was founded after World War II in order to stand up for human rights, we now see more and more corporate influence in the United Nations, and that puts democracy at risk. So I found her talk to be incredibly inspiring yesterday. We also got to see part of her documentary, The Seeds of Vandana Shiva, which I would absolutely recommend to everyone. It will give you so much information about GMOs and the lies that we are told by the corporations that make them. And I feel so inspired to keep fighting the good fight and to keep representing for organic and sustainable farming practices against factory farming, not only of animals but also of plants. Monoculture is not natural, and it doesn't reflect the creativity and the magic of nature and life, essentially. We need biodiversity, not only on the earth, but also among humanity. We need to celebrate our diversity, our different colors, and we need to work together to take back our power from corporations. So if you haven't heard of Dr. Shiva, look her up, read one of her books. I am so glad that I had the opportunity to be in her audience yesterday. Thank you for your work, Dr. Shiva. I'm so inspired by you, and see you out there.